Hello, this is Business Now, reaching you live from iBrandTV News Studio in Lagos, Nigeria. First, the headlines. The National Bureau of Statistics says for the first time in the last 8 months, inflation rate rises to 15.63%. Budget Nigeria announces its discovery of 460 duplicated projects valued at 378.9 billion naira in the 2022 budget. Association of Ghana Industry says Ghana is at the crossroad of the industrialization agenda. Asia's share market turned negative as 2-year U.S. Treasury yields topped 1%. Glad to have you join us. Here are some business stories making headlines at this hour. I am Margaret Opera. The National Bureau of Statistics says for the first time in the last 8 months, the inflation rate rose to 15.63% in December 2021 from 15.40% in November. It increased by 1.82% according to the MBS Consumer Price Index December 2021 report. This is 0.13 percentage points lower than the rate recorded in December 2020, 15.75%. The documents explain that this is showing slowing down in the rate when compared to the corresponding period of 2020. Earlier on our Business Breakfast show, a business analyst, Adewale Adekola, shed more light on the economic implication of the new inflation rate.
The implication has been the same. It's been the same over a typical Nigerian. You know, over the years, we have been amidst the most unfortunate of citizens across the world. Because per every inflationary trend, the people goes down and they become poorer. Per every trend that is negative of inflation, money supply moves only towards the same set of people who have been benefiting from same supply. But the average Nigerian becomes poorer. Because you will see from the third quarter of the year 2021, some sort of relief should have come the ways of Nigerians. But because of the nature of our economy, which, like I was discussing with somebody, you would see when you treat the concept of inflation, in a nation like Nigeria, it is not always academic. Had it been we are in the classroom, we'll have flaunted a lot of theories, some theorems and concepts. But for our nation, Nigeria, because of some unclear specs.
How do you mean?
Yep. The things that work on the floors of the exchange, maybe in the UK or the US, or if you go to Canada, they don't work here. And you keep finding out why. But unfortunately, we've not been able to categorically unfold what has been responsible for that. But you see, without much facts and without much ability to prove per records, Nigeria has been a unique nation, but on the downward trend.
So you mean that the fact that the prices
we
of
have
food,
negative uniqueness here.
The fact that the prices of food and commodity soared during the festive season
is because of the Yuletide season.
It also had an effect on the inflation rate.
You would see that you saw in December, for which you reported, never ended on the 31st of December. It will still continue driving and riding safely and freely into mid of the first month of the year.
But how do we tie this up, considering the fact that the buying power, there were reports that showed that the buying and purchasing power of the average Nigerian was really low?
It's been low. Because you would see, one of the primordial implications of inflation is the fact that the unit of currency continually becomes unable to acquire as much as it used to be prior to inflation. What do I mean? Naira, a unit of a Nigerian currency, 1 naira, some 10 years ago, might have been able to acquire this cup for a Nigerian. But with the advent of inflation, you will see even a combination of 10 of its type, maybe rising to 10 naira now, will be unable. See, if I may share with you, while I was building some years, about 6 years ago, a bag of cement was 1,550. But as a date, if you are unable to amass as much as 3,500, 4,000, you wouldn't buy a bag of same cement. So it is so terrible. That's why lots of cries go to the leadership of the country about inflationary trend. Because whenever there is a spot or a speck of inflation, the people groan small.
President Muhammad's Buhari administration is set to further explore the economic opportunities available through oceanic and marine resources in Nigeria. This is after Vice President Professor Yemi Osinbajo inaugurated an expanded partnership committee on sustainable blue economy on Monday at the presidential villa in Abuja. The committee, chaired by Professor Osinbajo, is composed of state governors, several ministers, representatives of military and security agencies, and other members of the private sector. The blue economy is the sustainable use of ocean resource for economic growth, improved livelihoods and jobs while preserving the health of ocean ecosystems. It entails emerging renewable energy, seabed extractive activities, and marine biotechnology and bioprospecting. Professor Osinbajo stated that the blue economy offers a whole new vista of opportunities for economic activity, especially in areas close to oceans, rivers, and coasts. But more importantly, perhaps the entire country, because practically everywhere has some body of water that can be exploited. And moving on board with Nigeria, a civic tech organization on Monday announced its discovery of 460 duplicated projects valued at 378.9 billion naira in the 2022 Appropriation Act, causing the National Assembly of pardoned and federal government budgets, among other allegations. The National Assembly kept mum on Monday as Budget Nigeria, a civic tech organization, announced its discovery of 460 duplicated projects valued at 378 billion naira in the Act, accusing the legislature of padding the federal government budget, among other allegations. The organization called the citizens, civil society organizations, the private sector, and the international community to urgently prevail on the National Assembly and Presidency to urgently amend and eliminate the loopholes in the federal government-approved budget. ICPC verified 257 duplications, while the Budget Office confirmed the existence of only 185 duplicated projects worth 20 billion naira, after which it informed the public that funds were not released for the project in 2021. According to the organization, the occurrence of inflated projects amounting to billions of naira, directly linked to the State House and the Presidency is a cause for concern. Now, the Nigerian Communications Commission (NCC) has alerted members of the public that the cybercrime group has perfected a new year scheme to deliver ransomware to targeted organizational networks. The new ransomware uncovered by security experts has been categorized by the Nigerian Computer Emergency Response Team's advisory released over the weekend as a high risk and critical. According to the NGSET advisory, the criminal group is said to have been mailing out USB thumb drives to many organizations in the hope that recipients will plug them in their PCs and install the ransomware on their networks. While businesses are being targeted, criminals could soon begin sending infected USB drives to individuals. The federal government has commended Nigeria Liquefied Natural Gas (NLNG) Limited for suspending the expulsion of cooking gas while approving 100% domestic supply of the product. On January 14, the NLNG said the move was designed to increase LPG availability in Nigeria, diversify its use, and support the government's Decade of Gas initiative. The Minister of State for Environment, Sharon Ikazo, gave the commendation in a statement released by the ministry's Director of Press, Sagi El Mohammed. Ikaza said such a bold initiative was a welcome development and a step in the right direction that would not only bring down the price of the commodity, but also bring relief to our forest and the ecosystem. And more stories, the services sector recorded slight growth in the third quarter of 2021, buoyed by the improved performances of the finance and insurance sectors, according to the Central Bank of Nigeria. The CBN in its 2021 third quarter economic report said the services and agriculture sectors grew in real terms in the third quarter of 2021, while the industry sector dipped owing to the contraction of some of its activity sectors. The services sector recorded an improved growth by of 8.41% year-on-year, in contrast to a contraction of 5.49% in the corresponding quarter of 2020. Finance and insurance, trade and ICT subsectors drove the growth, which grew by 23.23%, 11.90%, 9.66% respectively. Away from that, the federal government says power generation companies were paid a total of 311.1 billion naira after providing an invoice of 614.6 billion for electricity supplied between January and September 2021. The government, however, stated that it had to augment the payments to the GenCos with a total of 129.83 billion naira payment assurance that this was between January and June last year. Figures obtained from the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission, a federal government agency, showed that the 25 power generation companies in the country recorded a shortfall of 303 billion naira in terms of the payment for power captured on the invoices. The NERC stated that the Nigerian Bulk Electricity Trading PLC paid 311.1 billion naira to the GenCos, whereas the actual amount of invoice by the power producers to NPET during the 9-month period was 614 billion naira. The Minister of Works and Housing, Babatunde Fashola, SAN, called on the Nigerian public to support the federal government to ensure all roads and utilities across the nation are kept in good condition. The Permanent Secretary in the Ministry, Babangida Husani, who represented the minister during an inspection, warned members of the public to desist from any activity that would cause damage to the roads, reminding them that the government will not hesitate to visit the full court of the law against violators. The warning came in reaction to a portion of the road show that on Kano Western Bypass damaged during a construction of a filling station by one Alhaji Sabiu Farinwata Wom Husani, who had been instructed to fix the damaged portions. Now, in spite of its current struggles, the Nigerian's oil production will hit 1.7 million barrels per day in 2022, a new report by Cardinal Stone Research has indicated, stressing that it would expect a forward leap for the industry in 2022, aided by progress across the upstream, midstream and downstream subsectors. The firm stated that in the upstream, oil production is likely to be positively impacted by increased drilling activities and steady oil prices. In addition, the firm stated that refinery projects are also slated to reach key milestones in the midstream, headlined by the expected launch of Dangote Refinery in mid-2022. The Manufacturers Association of Nigeria says the implementation of the Central Bank of Nigeria's COVID-19 intervention funds and other similar initiatives of the federal government have fallen short of its expectations. It said the various credit facilities and supports earmarked for its members following the pandemic were not accessible to a significant fraction of its members. Data for KPMG indicates that at least 1 trillion naira was earmarked by the federal government to help manufacturing companies cushion the adverse effects of COVID-19 pandemic. However, the apex body of manufacturing companies in the country said while the federal government rose to the occasion by providing puffers to assist manufacturers through grants and soft loans, many of its deserving members could not access the earmarked funds. Still to come, UK regulator fines MasterCard's orders for prepaid cards cartel. Details and more business news after this commercial break. Diabetic patients. It decreases your chances of constipation as it has a high fiber content and provides you with a low-fat diet. Here are some steps to prepare your through unripe plantain flour. Firstly, mix through unripe plantain flour with hot water in a pot and gradually add water till you achieve desired thickness. Place over medium heat and turn very well for 4 to 5 minutes to get the right texture. Mold into a ball and place in a bowl and allow to cool. Serve with your choice of soup. Through unripe plantain flour can be eaten with any variety of soup, be it your ofe oha, ofe onugbu, begiri, ewedu, or your miyan kuka. To get your through unripe plantain flour, contact us at 12 Olowera Isheri Road by First Welder Bus Stop off Omole Phase 2, Olowera, Lagos, Nigeria, or call 070 66 63 8213 or 08163974447. Distributors are needed nationwide.
You go enter market, just make you go buy fresh palm fruits. When you reach house, you go wash, you go pound, your body go dey pain you, even your fingernails go dey pain you. But make una no worry, make una relax. I get good news for una. Una don hear of Banga fresh palm fruit extract. All you need to do na make you go for the up, open am. Take the amount wey you want, put am for your pot. Which soup you wan make? Shey na egusi, shey na ogbono, shey na vegetable, shey na banga. My sister no waste time again. My brother no waste time again. Just go buy Banga fresh palm fruit extract. They go know say you sabi cook and you be better cook.
Banga, come make your food yummy yum.
Distributors needed nationwide. Phone number 081 63974447. 08035644436 07066638213. Banga fresh palm fruit extract.
And now on the African scene, the Association of Ghana Industries, AGI, says Ghana is the crossroad of the industrialization agenda and has the option to take a path that would spearhead into a massive industrial development or a path to make it a more import-driven economy. Dr. Humphrey Kwesi Ayim Dark, AGI president, noted that the government had opted for industrialization, hence the various initiatives such as One District, One Factory, planting for food and jobs, the industrial enclave development, and others. He explained that AGI believes that the path of industrialization was one of the surest ways of creating sustainable jobs and ensuring economic growth in the medium to long term. France Total Energies and Japan's Impex Corp say they had agreed to sell their interest in Angola's Block 14BV to Angolan company Samoil for an undisclosed sum. Angola Block 14BV, which is owned by Total Energies Holdings International BV, with a 50.1% stake, and Impex Angola Block 14 Limited, with a 49.99% stake, holds a 20% interest in Block 14 in Angola and a 10% interest in Block 14. Net production from Block 14BV was 9,000 barrels of oil equivalent per day in 2021, Total Energy said. The company spokesperson said for Impex, Japan's biggest oil and gas explorer, the move is part of an ongoing review of its asset portfolio amid the global trend towards decarbonization. And now to the foreign business news. Asia's share market turned negative on Tuesday as two-year U.S. Treasury yields topped 1% for the first time in almost 2 years, with investors weighing the risks of a Fed policy rate rise as soon as March. Early European markets on Tuesday were slightly weaker. However, oil prices rose to their highest level in more than 7 years over concerns about supply shocks after Yemen's Houthi group attacked the United Arab Emirates. Britain's payment regulator on Tuesday fined 5 payment companies, including MasterCard, a total of £33 million for cartel behavior involving prepaid cards issued to vulnerable people on welfare benefits. MasterCard received the largest fine of £31.56 million. The other companies fined were Allpay, Advanced Payment Solution, Prepaid Financial Services, and Solion. The payment system regulator said the firms broke competition law by agreeing not to compete or poach each other's customers on prepaid cards offered by local authorities to distribute welfare payments to vulnerable people. The cartel meant recipients of the cards, who included the homeless, victims of domestic abuse, and asylum seekers, could have missed out on cheaper or better quality products, the regulator said. Coming up next is entertainment news.
Hello and welcome to Entertainment Business. I am Choma Amrebulam. Nigerian superstar, songwriter and singer Joe Boy has joined his counterparts Burna Boy DML, Fireboy and Olamide in Boomplay's Golden Club with over 100 million streams on the platform. In February 2021, the Afro-pop sensation released his debut album, Somewhere Between Beauty and Magic, which would go on to be streamed over 60 million times, while his most recent single, Sip Alcohol, became his most streamed single with over 50 million streams, as well as being the third most streamed song on Boomplay in 2021. According to an in-depth analysis of data, Joe Boy's music enjoyed a total of 2,799 playlist inclusion and is currently being listened to in 163 countries worldwide on Boomplay. Nice one, Joe Boy. Moving on, Adele is preparing to descend on Las Vegas this week to launch her first residency in Sin City, and it's set to become a huge moneymaker with the singer predicted to earn more than £500,000 per night. The Easy on Me singer will kick off her set of shows at the Colosseum, Caesar's Palace on Friday, and will then perform each weekend until April. It's no surprise that Adele will make bank with the anticipated residency, especially after tickets sold out within minutes. However, claims that she will rake in an estimated £500,000 each night is enough to make anyone's jaw drop. Adele joins the Vegas Hall of Fame with the likes of Celine Dion, Britney Spears, and Usher among the legacy acts to have headlined residencies in recent years. Sir Rod Stewart is believed to have pocketed a cool £1.9 million for his shows at the Colosseum in 2012, while Lady Gaga banked over £700,000 from performing at the MGM Park Theatre between 2017 and 2019. And that's it on Entertainment Business. I am Choma Amrebulam.
Coming up now is Sports Business.
A historic robe worn by Muhammad Ali could sell for over $500,000 at auction. The robe was worn by Ali, arguably the greatest boxer in history, ahead of his memorable 1965 win over Sonny Liston. Ali had won his first heavyweight title a year earlier with a win over Liston, but he truly proved his ability in the rematch with a first-round knockout over the former champion. Ali standing over Liston has become one of the most iconic images in sports history. The match was also the first time the boxer fought under the name Muhammad Ali after changing it from Cassius Clay. It makes the robe featuring the name in red letters over a white background the first time he publicly displayed his chosen name ahead of a boxing match. And still talking sports business, 4 sports marketing agencies have been asked to submit final bids for media and sponsorship rights to UEFA's men's club competitions in what could be one of the most expensive right tenders in sports history. Incumbent Team Marketing, Relevant Sports Group, Endeavour's IMG, and Wonders Group's Infront Sports have emerged as the finalists for the bid to the rights worth $30 billion. Gross revenue reached roughly $4.1 billion from commercial rights sales in 2021 to 2022, and in the 2 cycles running from 2024 to 2030, the rights are expected to bring in more than $30 billion. In the 2015-2018 cycle, revenue totaled a reported $2.7 billion annually, and during the 2018-2021 cycle, revenue reached $3.7 billion annually. The winner reportedly could be announced in the coming days and will receive the rights to the Champions League and the Europa League. And finally, on sports business at this hour, the Global Wellness Institute has released the data that suggests that the wellness tourism market will hit $817 billion in value by the end of 2022. The market reached a record $720 billion in 2019, but took a drastic hit in 2020, falling to $436 billion due to the pandemic. The data shows that secondary wellness tourists That is, travelers who seek wellness experiences while on a trip for leisure or business made up 92% of wellness travel in 2020. The top 5 destination markets for wellness tourism expenditures in 2020 are United States with $162.1 billion, Germany with $59 billion, France with $21.3 billion, China $19.5 billion, and Japan with $19.1 billion. The market is estimated to reach $1.3 trillion by 2025, making it the fastest growth of any wellness market through that year. And that's it on Sports Business. I'm Samson Oloide.
And that's a wrap on Business Now at this hour. For more business stories, please visit our website, follow all our social media platforms. Do well to tune into StarTime channel 143 for more news updates and interesting programs. My name is Margaret Opera. Thanks for watching.